1.
So back to factoring. This is part 2. I think the end of my video got cut off, so I just want to review one thing with you, and that is that shortcut that we talked about for multiplying polynomials, and that is how we decide when we factor what we're going to pick. So the shortcut for multiplying polynomials is the first term squared, or multiplied together, the last term multiplied together, so -7 times 2, and then we have an outside, which is 2n, and we have an inside, which is -7n. And we usually write it out all 4 terms, but some people add the outside and inside in their head and get -5. Okay, so what we're focusing on when we factor is we pick the outside, or the first and last, to work, and then we make sure the outside and inside line up to our middle term. Okay, all right, so let's do some of the harder examples. We did the easier ones the first time. We have some that are not a leading coefficient of 1, which can get a little bit tricky. So this is on the middle of the back page there. But we start out the same way. We still write our parentheses. And usually one of the terms will be set for us. So 3x squared, I know that 3x times x gives me 3x squared. There's nothing else I can choose. And for 15, I can pick a 5 times 3 and 15 times 1. And so it's guess and check. So you can't guess, I mean, you can't check it if you don't ever guess and put them in there. So I'm going to look at this. A couple things that are helpful to note. Because this is a minus, remember, our signs are opposite. Okay, so what I like to think about that as subtraction. So I put the 3 and 5 in there. And then I draw my little lines, little brackets there, and say, okay, that's 15x, and that's 3x. Since this is subtraction, 15 minus 3 does not give me 4. I cannot get 4 from that. So I know that's wrong, but I'm not giving up on 5 and 3 yet. I'm going to switch the sides. I'm going to put the 5 here and the 3 here. Now I get 9x and 5. 9 minus 5 is 4. So I'm losing my voice here. 9 minus 5 is 4. So I got my combination. And usually it's this middle. It's not going to be 15 and 1 very often. So I don't need these other combinations. Now I got to put the sign in the right place. I want it to be a positive 4. So I'm going to put the positive 3 right here because I want that outside to be 9x. And then that makes the minus right here, which is my inside, which is -5x. 9 minus 5 is 4 there. It's factored. Pretty cool. All right, let's go to the next one. Again, there's some things that are set. 7n and n. That's all I get to get 7n squared. So now I need to look at my other terms and see what I have. Well, I have 2. There's only one choice. That's 2 and 1 or 1 and 2. So I'm going to look and say, all right, so if I put the 2 here and the 1 here, this is a plus. So I'm looking for a sum of 9. In this case, it'll be -9. Well, that's 7n and 2n. That definitely equals 9. The only thing this is -9. So I'm going to make that a -2 and a -1. Now I have -7n for the outside, and the inside is -2n. Okay, that was a lucky guess and check. Sometimes you guess it right away. Sometimes you got to try a few times. That one, the only other choice would have been to switch the 1 and the 2. Okay, next one. Set it up. 2v and v. Okay, so for 21, I'm pretty sure it's going to be 3 and 7. I mean, I have 21 and 1, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be some kind of combination of 3 and 7. I'm not even going to write the other one down right now. So I have a minus right there. Minus means I'm going to be finding a difference. Okay, so I'm just going to write the 3 here and the 7 here. And I'm looking, if I take these two numbers, 14v and 3v, can I get, subtracting, can I get 1 by using 14, 3? Well, no, it's not possible. Get 11. So I switch them, 7 and 3. So 7v minus 6v definitely gives me 1. So I want it to be a positive 1. So I make this be the positive. This is the negative. So I have 7v and negative 6v. That gives me 1v. Okay, so the difference on this one, if this middle term, if those were switched, the middle term would have been different. Like, so if it turned out the factors were 2v plus 3v minus 7, everything else would have looked the same, except the middle term would have been negative 11. So that middle term determines where you put your signs and where you write those numbers that you picked. Okay. So let's just review your steps here. If you go back and make yourself a little note off to the side here, if you have a polynomial that has a plus here, we know that both the signs are going to be the same. So these going to be both positive or both negative, because two negatives multiplied to give you positive, two positive to give you positive. So in this case, I know I have a minus and a minus. If this problem would have said x squared plus 2x plus 1, then everything is positive. Okay, so when there's a positive at the end, you know both your signs are the same. When there's a negative at the end, so like x squared minus 3x minus 18. When there's a negative at the end, I'm picking two numbers that multiply to give negative 18 and add up to negative 3. So when I pick these, my signs are going to be different, and I'm going to use an eraser and change things up and make them different. I hope this video is working, because I feel like my camera might be jumping around a little bit. Let's make sure we don't forget. That's all.